Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with the McDonald's. Today we are making a really easy recipe that we're both eating for dinner tonight, and I'm doubling the recipe so we can take a batch with us camping this weekend. We are making some buffalo chicken dip. Super easy recipe. First thing you're going to do is preheat the oven to 350. And while that heats up, we're going to prep our ingredients. Now there's only 4 ingredients for the recipe. It's about 16 ounces of shredded chicken. Now I have 5-ounce cans, so I bought an extra one and I'm gonna split the 4th can between the 2 batches. And then you've got 8 ounces of cream cheese, which should be softened to room temperature, so just let that sit on the counter for the afternoon. And then each one's gonna get half a cup of ranch, and finally half a cup of Frank's Red Hot. Now I'm sure you can use whichever brand you'd like, but I'm a Frank's girl all the way. Sometimes people will put blue cheese crumbles on top. I'm really not a fan of blue cheese, so we're gonna skip that for this recipe, but you can always sprinkle it on top before you throw it in the oven to bake. Because we are using canned shredded chicken instead of, fresh made chicken, I do have to drain it. So I'm going to drain each can. And pretty much all you're gonna do in this recipe is you're going to mix it all up in the containers that you're gonna be baking in. So we've got 2 dishes here. These are what we're using. They're just, I think it's 9 by 9, if I had to guess, glass containers. Actually, it says in the bottom 8.5 by 8.5. So pretty much, I'm gonna drain this chicken. And we're just gonna toss it in here. And like I said, I'm doubling this recipe, so I'm gonna put half of this 4th can in the first batch, and then the other half in the second one. This is a great dish if you're going somewhere and you gotta bring something with you, right? Because it's a nice, easy meal, quick to put together, pretty inexpensive, and all in all, it should take about 30 minutes, start to finish, to cook. I got the dogs right under my feet. Man, these cans of Cornell are really intense to open. My hand's a little wet, I gotta dry it off. Some of the chicken is going to be chunkier than the rest, so I do like to obviously wash your hands before you start cooking and kind of just squeeze it with your fingers so that you can actually shred it all the way. The other option obviously would be cooking chicken in maybe a slow cooker or something like that, where then it's really easy to pull apart, maybe with like 2 forks. But in this instance, if you don't want to take the couple of hours to prep chicken from scratch, the canned chicken works just fine. And actually, I think there's a canned chicken you can purchase at the store that is larger than the 5-ounce cans. We went to a local farm market kind of thing, and so they have limited options of what to buy. In fact, originally I couldn't find the canned chicken, and I almost thought that we were gonna have to cook it by hand. And it's already 7 p.m. here, so I'm not looking forward to doing that late into the night. Okay, so now we got both filled with chicken. Show you this. And basically from here, I'm just gonna add the rest of my ingredients. I'm gonna mix them up and then throw them in the oven. Now what I'm not sure, pardon me if you can hear outside, there's a neighbor using his lawnmower. Loki, do you mind? Oh, he got a piece of chicken. Now, I'm a big Philadelphia girl, and I'm gonna be honest, I got the 1/3 less fat. Listen, we're not gonna pretend this is a healthy meal, so up to you which one you'd like to buy. If you wanna get full fat, go for it. We also got tortilla chips, and we did get some baby carrots to dip, so it's not all carbs. So we'll take one of these and just dump it right in there. If it's not really soft, you can also opt to, hold on, because the dog's right underneath the tripod. He just wants the chicken, so he's trying to stay by my feet. If it's not super soft, which this is pretty soft, you can also throw it in the microwave for a minute. Not even a minute, I would do like 20 seconds, 10 seconds at a time until it kind of softens up on you. But these have been sitting on the counter about an hour and a half. In fact, I was actually hanging out watching TV until these were soft enough to throw in. Okay, so now that we've got our chicken and cream cheese, I'm actually gonna take my little spoon here, my little spatula, and just kind of break that up to start. This is where it gets kind of messy. Again, you could use your hands. Honestly, that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. It is kind of mixing pretty well. That's what you're looking at here. This plastic seems to be latching onto the cream cheese. I might have been better with a metal spoon. Yeah, you can probably hear that guy. He's going with his leaf blower in the background. But I can't stop. We're halfway through this cooking video, so we're not going to give up. All right, so this is... Let's clean this up and I'll show you what one of them looks like. Doesn't have to be perfect, just mix it up real good if you watch that TikTok channel. Same thing to the second one, and then we'll get on to the next ingredient. All right, I think I'm done with this, and I'm gonna switch to a smaller spoon for the next ingredients because it'll be easier. Now, I have brand new containers of ranch and hot sauce because we doubled the recipe, so I'm not gonna have enough in the fridge, but I'm gonna use what I have first and then open the new containers. All right. So each one's gonna get half a cup of ranch and half a cup of Frank's Red Hot. And actually, I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. That's better. Oh, that's 1/4 a cup. Where's my half cup? Here we go. Actually, I guess I'll use one for one and one for the other. Let's get there nice and, again, does not have to be exact. This is cooking. I do like recipes, but I also am not super stringent with this one. With my baking recipes, yeah, it's a little more necessary. Get the edge. Actually, I could probably just dump this and then smack the bottle a bit and get it all out. All right, that is one of them. Get all that ranch out. Same thing for the other platter. Funny, because recipe-wise, I wouldn't have any particular ranch to recommend, but the first half was Great Value and the second one is Kraft. And I know Hidden Valley is better, but we're also on a budget. Okay, so this was on sale. There we go. Now, if you really want to get fancy, you can actually make this recipe and then make a crescent ring, like with the crescent rolls from Pillsbury, and you fill it with this, and then you wrap the crescent rolls around it, and it makes like a ring, like a baked ring of buffalo chicken croissant. So good. Again, really doesn't have to be perfect, because as it bakes, it's gonna kind of even out and cook and bubble. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, there's a little chunk of, you know, something a little bit more in one end versus the other. That's what it should look like. This is the second one I haven't mixed yet, so we'll get that going. Meanwhile, the oven is now ready, and my time on this is 14 minutes. And this is me talking to the camera and doing one or two slight resets. So I'm gonna fast forward these, like most of these parts, so you don't have to listen to the mixing. So it'll be, again, a quick recipe to make. So now we've got our 2 trays pretty much finished. We just got to add the half a cup of Frank's Red. Now I'm going to do 2 of the 1/4 cup because I already used the half cup for the ranch. Again, the dog is right by my feet because he just wants to eat whatever I drop. So we got 1. Ooh, that's good. I called it. I was like, I have just enough. There's a little bit left. 1 cup is 8 ounces, right? Yes, that's how I remember everything. Okay, there's that one. Now I gotta open this. This contraption, actually that wasn't so bad. Usually it's a lot more difficult for me to open it. And there's 1. And let me make sure I get every last bit out of the first bottle. That's pretty good. That was almost 1/8. Perfect. Look at that. Oh. I put this on everything. Remember the commercial? I don't think they even have this commercial anymore. Not sponsored by Frank's Red Hot, but you know, if you think of me, appreciate it. Now we're just gonna mix it up. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. So again, this would be where if you wanted to add, blue cheese crumbles, you could toss them on top before you throw it in the oven. Pretty good. I don't have a fancy multi-camera setup, guys. We just got 1 camera. We're making it work. Got a passion for teaching people. Anyone can cook. All right, there's 1. So that's ready to go. And number 2, look how, yeah, something about that is just satisfying. Make it messy. If you wanted celery, right, while you're baking, good time to chop celery. We have, like I said, tortilla chips, and we also have baby carrots, so they're already prepped. They don't need to be cut or anything like that. But while this is baking, you could also make a tray of the accoutrements for dipping. And again, we're baking them both if you want to get everything mixed in. One of them will be eaten hot tonight. One of them we're going to take in the camper with us this weekend. So depending on the situation, might heat it up in the camper oven or might just eat it cold. Still just as good, especially on a hot day by the pool. Great snack. Just going to show you what that looks like before it goes in. These are going to be great. And now we just pop them in the oven for 20 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes starting now.
By the way, always check your oven that it's clear of anything you might store in there before you turn the oven on. There is a broiler pan in there. Thankfully it's on the second shelf, so it didn't impede access to the first shelf, but I have preheated an oven before and then realized there was like pizza pans and things in the way, and then once it's hot, it's really hard to take them out. So anyway, 20 minutes is gonna go by and they'll be ready like that. While it bakes, let's get this place cleaned up. Oh, Loki, you don't need that, trust me. Don't do it, Loki, you're gonna be boiling hot. No, Loki, you did it. And the dog did it. Great job, Loki Boats. Now that hot sauce is not gonna taste so good on your tongue, no? Doesn't taste good, doesn't taste too good, huh? Yeah, you didn't like that. Yeah, you didn't like that, huh? The dog accidentally licked the hot sauce on the floor. Yeah, you silly boy, you need water? Doofy? Look at that guilty boy. Guilty boy, did you eat something hot? You want water? Yeah, you probably could use that. Frank's Red Hot is not for everybody. I'm just gonna make a platter of all the stuff we're gonna dip with so that it's already ready once the bake comes out. Thought these would be perfect because they're already in strips for dipping. But of course, Tostitos scoops, also a great choice with this dish. The timer just went off, so we are all set to go. Let's check this out. Oh, you can just hear it bubbling. want to show you, but it is kind of gooey, so I can't just tilt the pan or it's gonna fall out. So let's get this back in. Perfect. And I'll turn the camera so you can see it. And there you have it. We've got buffalo chicken dip, and there's our little sides for dipping. Now I know this dish is not Italian, but we would say buon appetito, piatto pulito.